That's one thing about LA is that when you wake up in the morning, no matter how sorry but shitty your date was,
Yeah.
you get up in the morning having that vitamin D on your face, entire body, it gives you that energy. That another day to fight, another day to hustle, another day to thrive make your dream come true. And this is a place to do it. And it will happen. That having that conversation with the sun, I think this is the only place you can have that.
Hello and welcome to Here in LA, Sherman Oaks edition. Today, we talk with Bruce Baek. Bruce is a talented actor who you may have seen as the ominous assassin in HBO's The Flight Attendant. You might have also seen him in Season 2 of Apple TV Plus's Little America, the Mr. Song episode. And if the stars align properly, he will be portraying the first Asian Joker, freaking out Batman. Bruce is now our third resident of Sherman Oaks, and you will see that even though he's as warm and as engaging as Josh and Robin were in our previous episodes, this handsome Korean man is truly unique. For one, he's not crazy about Korean food. Find out why as we welcome Bruce Baek. Hey everybody, I am here with the famous actor, Bruce Baek.
Woohoo!
Hey!
Famous, not yet, but will be.
Bruce, thank you for driving all the way out here from Sherman Oaks.
Thank you so much.
Which is the neighborhood we're going to be talking about a little bit today.
Yes, sir.
Bruce is I'm breaking a rule for Bruce. This podcast is not meant for celebrities, for actors, or any famous people. I want to get a cross-section of LA, and I want to dispel myths that there are famous people on TV everywhere you go in LA. But maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I'm honored. You're not wrong. I'm here. So.
But maybe there are actors everywhere you go.
I'm seeing more. Yeah, because actors know actors.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay, Bruce, I have seen you in The Flight Attendant on HBO.
Thank you.
Which is such a great show.
It is. Yeah.
Your name is in the titles. Is that exciting for you?
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, it takes obviously years to go there.
Yeah.
But seeing your name on top of the show, there's nothing like it.
I bet.
It really is.
Let me paint a picture for everybody. Bruce is wearing some Converse. I think those are Converse.
Yeah.
Converse 1 stars, but they look like they're European. They look cool.
Thank you.
These aren't any Converses I've ever had.
Old.
They're old.
Yeah.
No socks because he's a Hollywood star.
No show socks.
I'm sorry. No show socks.
Yes.
Yes. There we go.
Yes.
The illusion of Hollywood.
Exactly.
He's got a hoodie on, and he's got a Kangol like LL Cool J.
Uh-huh.
And I've got to say, I've only seen your 8x10 glossies, and you perform in Flight Attendant and then Little America.
Yes.
Where you play a dad. But here, you look about 31 years old.
Oh, my God. Thank you. So
you
kind.
You look super chill. Like, you're intimidating in both of these roles.
I try. And I guess that's one of the brandings that I'm trying to send it out there. Build my image as the scariest, most intimidating Asian American actors in Hollywood right now.
That's what you want to be.
That's who I want to be.
So like the Charles Bronson.
Yes.
Is there somebody cooler and tougher than Bronson?
No.
Okay.
No. He's the one. He's the GOAT. Yeah.
Is he?
He's the GOAT.
I bring him up because I used to pump gas in Beverly Hills when I was in college. And it was an all-full-serve gas station on the corner of Beverly Glen and Santa Monica Boulevard. And we'd get stars from time to time. And Bronson shows up in a black Jaguar. And the window rolls down. He hands me the Unical card. And he goes, "You know what to do." He rolls it back up.
I mean, when you look at him, he looks like he can be anybody. He can be your right next to your neighborhood guy. He can be someone's dad, grandfather. But
Yeah.
once he hits that button, he becomes the scariest person on the entire
Yeah.
universe. Oh, I love him. I watch a lot of his films.
So in The Flight Attendant, you play a North Korean assassin
Yes.
very convincingly.
Thank you.
So when you knocked on my door, I did not expect what I'm seeing. Does that mean you're a really good actor?
You're so kind. I think so. And I have to be. Otherwise, what's the point of doing this? Struggling, hustling every day. You're gonna have to knock it out of the park and go all the way.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to be an exceptional actor in order for you to survive in this town called Hollywood. So.
Okay, let's go there, because I would think, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm very ignorant to your world. Even though I've spent some time with the Academy, it was on the outskirts. I wasn't inside. I would think in Hollywood, for a handsome, I'm going to call you young, Korean
We're all
man.
young. We're all young.
You're in your 30s, though, right?
Just about.
Well, you look like you're in your 30s.
For the record.
I would think there's not a lot of roles for you, and so you're competing against basically all of the 30-year-old Korean American, or just Korean, or even just Asian men in LA. And therefore, do you ever, or does your agent, does your parents, do your friends say, just go back to Korea and act there? Wouldn't there be more likelihood of getting roles over there?
That's a great question. Well, thanks to all these mainstream Korean movies, dramas that we see on, thanks to the streaming culture we are living in right now. I do get that questions a lot, even from Korea. Why don't you come here and start looking for some solid projects?
Yeah.
And I have to tell you right off the bat, I have tremendous respect that I have for these Korean actors. For them, they've been doing since 60s, 70s. So for them, this is not some sort of phenomenon, like some phenomenal events that everyone's starting waking up to.
Yeah.
They've been doing it. It is just a movement.
Yeah.
But to answer that question, Tony, is I still feel I have so much to do here in Hollywood, because if anyone listens to this, they're going to say, oh, maybe he's wrong. But really, it's my own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
There are not many actors like myself in Hollywood. So I still need to be discovered by many producers and agents, because so far, this one I'm saying it very cautiously.
Yeah.
But Asian American actors are known for playing smart, geek, doctors, lawyers sometimes, engineers, technicians, losers. There are stereotypes out there,
of course,
that we force them into Asian Americans.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Simru when he did a first Asian American superhero. I was jumping, literally.
Yeah.
Screaming, say, my God, our time finally came.
That's right.
And he's a great actor. My branding is that when it comes to, there's one of the casting directors asked me, sometimes they ask you, what is your branding, Bruce? Who are you? Obviously not asking who are you as how you described me just today, which is so kind.
Mm-hmm.
I tell them, I'm your worst nightmare. So don't with me.
Yeah.
And they looked at me, all right, whether I get book the project or not, that's who I want to perceive as the toughest, scariest. So the other interview I did, one of the podcasts in Canada, what kind of roles would you like to play? What is your dream role? Right off the bat, I said Asian Joker.
Ooh.
In Batman film.
Uh-huh.
I think that explains a lot what I'm trying to do here.
So now that DC is rebranding, and they're probably going to have a new Batman, they're probably going to have a new Joker. What better person than you?
I would love to be in it. And I have so much to offer as a Joker that probably the audience never seen before. Because there are so many great Jokers. I mean,
Yeah.
well, there are two. Why? But even these guys, they don't possess what I have.
Mm-hmm.
Confidently.
Yeah.
So hopefully, and fingers crossed, it's not if, it's really about when.
You could move because you're in real life, you're very intellectual, you're nice. On screen, especially in The Flight Attendant, you were a very scary villain because you were cold. But I feel like the Joker is almost American Psycho. Like there's something wrong. There's something loose there. There's something psychologically wrong. He wasn't raised right.
Right.
When I think of Asian people, I don't think of that. I think of the opposite, that there's tiger moms that take care of you, that really want you to study. So you're going to have an Asian Joker who didn't study? Or maybe they study about evil.
Could be both. Absolutely. And then what I want to bring, and this is really serious. It's not, I've been preparing for this role probably the day one I decide that I'm going to be an actor. Not only I'm a huge fan of DC, Marvel series, but Joker has always spoken to me personally. What brings that insanity that almost he makes another genius, the criminal genius that everybody fears him, but everybody wants to see him.
Right.
Why this is continuously doing this movie after movie after movie.
Yeah.
And I just want to combine that Asian insanity to American craziness.
Is there in cinema, is there an Asian crazy person out there?
First, right now, I'm sure there are more. But if you've seen Old Boy,
yes,
which was obviously
hold
done.
on just a second. This is the only problem we have back here.
Oh, that's okay.
The LAPD, they keep looking for me.
You're famous.
They
all need you.
But they're looking for a guy with a Dodger hat. That's why I wear the Cubs hat.
With Cubs. Cubs.
Okay, so you're saying Old Boy.
Old Boy, the original
Right.
Old Boy, which was probably
The very controversial one.
yes. And if you look at the film, the main character plays. So if you look at it, when you see the film, you're probably going to get the sense of nuance that I'm trying to bring. So imagine me plus the Old Boy character and what I can do even more in the Batman film as a Joker.
Yes.
It could be damaging.
Yes.
And I wanna damage every single person who watches me on silver screen. Even you. Is that the guy who I interviewed?
Is that the nice guy?
He says no. But yeah.
Well, see, now I want Ben Affleck to be the Batman because I want you to make his life hard. Okay, so when you got the role for the assassin and flight attendant,
Yes.
did you have to pitch yourself this way? Did you tell the director? Did you tell the casting director, I'm the guy, I'm the baddest MFer in this room?
The breakdown normally goes out before casting. It says they're very little. It doesn't say much of the in-depth, but I know they're looking for someone very dark. Didn't even say North Korean, or just the Korean. And then I walked in and got the project and booked the role. And then when I sat down with the showrunners, especially Stibiaki, who is a phenomenal writer and genius guy, we briefly talked what kind of character he is. And he told me, I just want him to be a silent, almost like a silencer for the handgun.
Yeah.
He's quiet, but he's lethal. So, and then I had some sizable lines for even season 1. But we decide, you know what? Why don't we go without lines? If that works, because we can always put those lines back in. And it just worked.
It's more menacing.
Yes. Acting without words. I found it's harder.
Really?
Much harder to do than with lines.
Yes.
So I have more respect with sides I'm getting, scripts I'm getting, and much more respect those writers have to come up with those wonderful words for us, the actors.
Yeah.
Because but the Flight Attendant, as I said before, is probably one of my the most important projects. Who gave me a startup in a way, as an actor.
They flew all you guys to Iceland.
They did.
Why did they have to do that?
Well, one of the episodes that I play, it plays major role, the location-wise.
Yeah.
And Megan Briscoe from season 1, who I pursue of hunting down and kill.
Right.
And
Played by
the one and only, the queen, Rosie Perez.
Yeah.
Hi, Rosie. Love you. And she settles in Iceland. And obviously she cannot. I can go anywhere in the world. I can hunt her down. And it happens to be Iceland. So.
Maybe I'm thinking about it from a Hollywood perspective, like a bean counter's perspective. I think there's a scene where like a bus goes by and then the characters are on the bus, and I'm like, sure, they sent a B crew to Iceland, but this is probably happening in Canoga Park. But then I look on your Twitter, and all you people were actually in Iceland.
We were actually on location, and they built the whole set of the bar, and they literally went to the hot spa, the hot pool, hot springs.
See, and I thought that was fake. Oh, did they built a fake version in Iceland?
No.
That's really...
They actually, everything's real.
What do they call it? The Blue Lagoon?
Blue Lagoon, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Did you actually go in the Blue Lagoon at some point?
I couldn't. Because still we were on a very strict, the COVID-19, the protocol. And many actors they try not to go out of their room too much.
Yeah.
So because, once someone gets test positive.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like actors in LA were the safest people to be around during COVID, because you guys got tested all the time.
Well, every day, sometimes twice a day.
Right.
Yeah, in the morning and probably later night.
No, you guys are serious about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They don't play around.
So this makes sense. So when you went to Iceland, you guys just did your stuff, stayed in the hotel, you locked down.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah. So for that, many of them came back on set with much more preparation, I guess, because all they were thinking about and reading about and, finding about is all about the scripts. So, but I know they did some sightseeing, but it was all outside, exterior. Yeah. After they took any rapid COVID test.
So the other film or the other TV series that you're in is Little America, which is just a beautiful compilation of immigrant stories. In season 2, I believe, is yours.
Yes.
Mr. Jung?
Song.
Mr. Song.
Mr.
That's
Song.
right.
Yeah.
Which stars Felicia Richard, another legend.
Who just got nominated for Best Supporting Actress in Limited TV series for NWCP awards.
How about that?
So fingers crossed. She is. Yeah, this podcast is not long enough for me to say wonderful things about Felicia, but
Yeah. Well, okay, so I'm a light-skinned black man of a certain age, Gen X. The Cosby Show, it sounds weird in retrospect, but it was the number one show in America when I was a kid. And she was the mom. She was the mom that everybody wanted to have as their mom because I think she was a lawyer in the show, but she was cool to everybody, but so also, firm. And so in this show, she plays a radio host that comes into a hat store of a Korean family. And you play the dad. You play kind of the strict dad who turns into an older dad. So you have a little gray hair in you. And you pull that off pretty well.
well, all thanks to our makeup department.
You don't look old, but you look old enough.
Yeah.
And so this is what I want to ask you as an ignorant person who knows very little about actual Korean culture. In your episode, the mom says something to the boy about how she would have to study. Well, she said not study. She said cram until 10 p.m. every night. Is that an exaggeration, or have you seen other Korean families that make their kids do that?
It is actually true.
It's not just a stereotype.
No,
it's
it
based
is,
on reality.
Yeah, it is actually true because
was your family like this?
no, I mean I left Korea early enough for me to sort of avoid that debacle, but I still have some few friends in Korea, and that's exactly right on when I read it. Like this is exactly what's going on, even in Korea right now. School is part of their academic system. After school, they go to separate special schools, and they do literally stay until 10 p.m. to just. I feel like they are training a human academic machine for them to do everything else well.
Yeah.
They go to English school, music school, taekwondo school, drama schools. But in general, yes, until 10 p.m., 11 p.m., they just go home, sleep, get up in the morning, go to school again, the main school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is true. It's based on...
So when you said you avoided that, at what age did you come to the U.S.?
Early and before teen, when I was teen.
And who did you live with?
My family.
So your whole family decided to move from Korea to New York?
Yes. Yes.
New
Jersey.
New Jersey, okay.
Yeah.
You lived near Springsteen, I hope?
Always when I walk outside, I was like, please, Lord, that I can meet the boss. But no, and John Bon Jovi.
Right.
But no, two guys I haven't met them yet, but maybe one day.
They're out of town every time you went.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not in Jersey.
So why did your family decide to move to Jersey?
Well, my uncle who lived immigrated to U.S. way before, and he lived in Jersey. So obviously just to kind of makes sense that when your family member lives in one place, you just go there. If you lived in Texas, probably we ended up in Texas, but happens to be it was in New Jersey. And
but I'm asking why America instead of Korea? Because now Korea seems like the hottest, coolest spot there
Korea
is.
Yeah.
Half of my electronics now are from Korea, whereas when I was a kid, they were from Japan.
Yeah.
And then my parents, it was from the U.S.
Yeah.
But now almost everything. Your people are headlining Coachella. Parasite won the Oscar.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so it doesn't seem like a place to move away from.
At that time, obviously, this is a question to my mom and dad, but they felt just like Mr. Song in Little America says, I want to give you a better opportunity in every angles, which I'm so grateful they done that.
Yeah.
Not that if I stayed in Korea all my life, I probably still became an actor. But being here, because at some point, my mom said I was watching. I don't know if you heard AFKN. That is the channel. Probably if you any Koreans listen to this, it's a channel for the American soldiers who's stationing in Korea. So this station for dedicated for them.
I see.
So at that time, I was still already watching General Hospital, Guiding Lights, soap operas.
Right.
And as soon as I came home, I just turned those channels rather than seeing Korean cartoons and other. So my mom thought, why? And then she asked me one simple question. Do you like to visit U.S.? And I say, yeah. And that was it.
Uh-huh.
That was it.
Jersey, what year did you move there?
It was late 80s.
Okay.
Mid 80s.
What was the cultural breakdown of your neighborhood?
Oh, I was the only Asian.
Uh-huh.
It's a town called wonderful, probably still, I want to, if I make a lot of money, I want to buy a house there.
Yeah.
It's called Glen Rock, New Jersey.
Okay.
Such a wonderful small town. And we only had 98 seniors graduating.
From high school?
Yeah. So you can actually guess the proportion of the... And those 98 seniors been together since when they were first grade.
Right.
So when I moved there, I was the only Korean American. So I correct myself. There are 2 Asian American, but they were already third generations.
Uh-huh.
So I was the only one literally alienated.
Right.
How
was your English?
Bad.
Oh.
Bad. Even though I studied a little bit when I left Korea, it was just bad.
Yeah.
But I had a great help from just about everybody with my charm. And
did you go to like night ESL classes?
they actually placed me, I remember, for first year. They call ELS. ESL class. So I had to do that probably 40% of time
Yeah.
out of my curriculum. And then just got better. And when you're that young and you just catch up
Right.
pretty quick.
So, geez, Jersey.
Yeah.
This is why I say geez.
Garden State.
I'm from Illinois.
Okay.
And we were the only black family in our neighborhood for a long time. Right. And so I got all the jokes. I mean, they were cool about it because I was good at sports. And I was like, you say that again and I'm going to show you up in front of everybody. And I also had a big mouth, so that kind of helped a little bit. But I almost want to call it the innocent racism that a lot of Midwesterners and East Coast people might have was, I bet you we didn't know of any Korean people at our school. And so we called everybody Chinese. Is that how it was in your school too? Were you called Chinese a lot?
They did call me Chinese, but the thing is, they didn't know any difference between Chinese, Japanese,
Right.
Korean. But I remember, so here's how I got my name, Bruce. Short story. Make a long story short. We had a culture night, and I remember I think it was the second year I came to this country, and I had the taekwondo, the uniform that I kept. And I was like white, yellow belt. Because every kids in Korea, they all go to taekwondo dojos. And I just wore, because I had nothing to show off. And I think my mom made what we call kimbap, which is like a Korean sushi. And I was displaying that. And everybody who came through the door had a piece of, and it's a rice and some sausage. And, tastes pretty good.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wearing this taekwondo uniform, and all of us there start calling me, "What is that?" Oh, it's taekwondo. I'm not good at it, but I did it when I was in Korea. Oh wow, it's like Bruce Lee. And then somehow Bruce Lee became, whole name Bruce Lee became my nickname.
Yes.
And then that's the house starting of the my.
Was that okay with you?
I was totally fine with that.
Good.
Because already Bruce Lee was my hero.
Right.
And I guess in back of my mind, even then when I was little, I want to become that big. I want to be the universal, not just the household name just in this country, but universal.
Yes.
Like Bruce Baek, oh, him, that scary guy, that Joker guy. Wow. But yeah, even back then, Bruce Lee was my hero.
Did you feel like you had to be the ambassador for all of Asia and teach people the differences between China and Japan and Korea?
I didn't have to be ambassador, but whenever they ask me what's the difference between Japan, Korea, or China,
They asked.
they asked.
Good.
Because when I see you, Bruce, you're one of us, obviously. But you what? What are you? Well, I'm Korean. Right. So what's the difference with Japanese? Well, I said, I don't know. Why don't you ask Japanese and Chinese? I just told them it's just different countries.
Uh-huh.
Where maybe we look alike because if you go back years and thousands of years of history, we all come from same place in a way.
Africa.
Yes. So if I do my DNA test, I probably have about 1% of African blood in me.
But you didn't say in Japan they've got sushi and there's sumo wrestlers, and in Korea we have what would you say back in the 80s? Because were there any role models? Were there any famous people from Korea that you could teach Jersey kids in the 80s?
I told them, I know I remember I told them, Japan, they have Kurosawa, the film director.
Did they know him?
Some of them, some film buffs, they knew. Oh, right. Oh, so he's Japanese? Yeah. And they knew Jackie Chan.
Right.
So I said, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee. And they said, so Bruce Lee's not Korean? No. It would be nice, but no, he's Chinese. Jackie Chan is Chinese.
Yeah.
But then what about Korean? I said, this is true. So I said, me. Okay. Hey, you did close to Korean, so stick with me.
Yeah.
But I think that was my interpretation of the difference between Chinese and Japanese. Being here as a New Yorker, New Jersey person, Garden State guy, being here in Golden State, I do still feel outsider.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
I think LA can do that to people.
Yeah.
I feel like it took me 25 years.
Wow.
Until I was able to say, I guess I still don't. I still wear the Cubs hat.
Right.
I don't wear a Dodger hat.
Like I wear a Yankees hat.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I also don't want to deceive anybody.
Right.
I don't want to be a poser.
Right.
But I still think it does take a while. And it's not from the natives. The native Angelenos are very welcoming, I found.
Yes, they are so nice.
And they don't care.
Yeah.
They know. They've seen it all.
Yeah.
They don't care. But I think sometimes it's the recent transplants that will give you a hard time for wearing a Dodger hat.
I agree. But the thing is, when I moved here, all my friends back in the East, they say, "Oh, finally, it's about time," because you always wore Lakers hat.
Really?
Because I've been a hardcore, lifelong Lakers fan ever since go back to Magic.
Right.
Showtime. Yeah. And I didn't care if they were up and down. I didn't care. Just seeing the yellow, the purple uniform.
Yeah.
There was something about it. And Knicks were not doing well. By the way, they are doing really good this year. So go Knicks. And but when I moved here, everybody felt it's about time,
Mm-hmm.
or long overdue. When I came here, I felt what you just described. Okay, I need to start from the scratch
Mm-hmm.
and be humble. And it's not anything bad at all.
Yeah.
It just makes you have the clear perspective, clear vision why you were here, made the leap of faith, moved entire family, my family, to this unknown territory. You gotta work your ass off again.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse my French, but yeah.
What neighborhood did you move to when you moved from Jersey to L.A.?
Sherman Oaks.
Oh, where you live now?
Yes.
Why Sherman Oaks?
Make a long story short,
I mean, no disrespect, but
No.
again, you're the outsider again.
I'm the outsider.
When I think of Sherman Oaks, I think of Jewish delis.
Yeah.
I think of Larry David.
Yeah.
I think Clayton Kershaw lives over there.
Yeah.
I don't think of Asian people. There's lots of Asian pockets in L.A.
Yeah.
I mean, San Gabriel is almost an entire
Yeah.
Asian county.
Yeah.
On half of it. You chose Sherman Oaks.
Sherman
Well, obviously
Oaks.
you wanted to be close to Hollywood,
Yeah.
but why not Hollywood? Why
Well, why
the
not
Valley?
K-Town?
Or right?
Yeah.
Or K-Town.
Yeah. I guess that's a great question. I guess ever since I moved to Glen Rock, New Jersey instead of Fort Lee, New Jersey, I guess in my sort of blood that I grew up in that. So I'm so used to that non-Asian populated areas that I want to discover.
Right.
And my wife's side, she has a few relatives who's been here, just like my uncle, been here forever.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, her close uncle lives here still. I think it's his 50th year, just in L.A.
Is your wife Korean?
She is.
Where'd you find her? In Glen Rock.
Oh no, in Long Island. Well, yeah, we met in Long Island.
Somehow you were in Long Island.
Yeah.
See a pretty Korean woman,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh yeah. I think psychologically I figured out why you're in Sherman Oaks.
Is that so?
You're an actor,
Uh-huh.
which means you want the attention of people. You're not going to get attention on Western and Wilshire.
No,
You're just going to be one of many.
exactly.
But in Sherman Oaks, hey, who's that Korean guy over there?
Well, these days I hear, oh, that's Hawk. From the Flight Attendant.
Do they really say that?
They say that.
Nice.
Yeah, if I wouldn't say here in this in this podcast if it wasn't true. But
Am I stretching?
No, no,
that
no.
maybe that's why
No.
you like these different pockets.
I guess naturally I like getting attention.
Right.
I mean, because there are other actors who do not want to get attention, but
Yeah.
my side, it's okay to be I love getting attention from
Yeah.
people. Sherman Oaks, every day I go out there, you find still, like you said, there are not many Asian Americans going to the place I go daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
And when they look at me, most of them are either you say, Angelina was so kind, make me feel like I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I did a heavy research before I moved, where I can settle with less crime.
True.
But anywhere you go, there are crimes.
Right.
And I'm coming from New York City. When you live in Harlem or Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of where can I be located, but not in the metropolis, because I guess I wanted to get away from that city traffic, city
Right.
life. So the place I shortlist was one of them was Encino, Studio City,
Huh.
Sherman Oaks, and then I found a very cheaper apartment that I can start in Sherman Oaks. So I gave a shot, and that's where I am right now.
So you say you didn't want traffic, yet you're right next to the 405. Or do you take cold water over the hill when you need to go to CAA? Or...
Most of cold water. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind. And I don't know if anyone listens to this. That LA traffic is bad. Maybe because I love LA so much. It is not bad.
I agree.
It is not that bad, really.
I agree.
Because if you've been to East Coast, New York City, it can get really bad.
Well, then you're stuck in a bridge or a tunnel.
That you have nowhere to go. I mean, here, it still goes. Your car is still moving about 5 or whatever miles.
Yeah.
Especially coming from Jersey, that George Washington Bridge, if there's one accident, that's it for you.
Everybody's screwed.
Yeah. You film an audition at 10 a.m.
people had to just walk.
Exactly.
You've never seen people just walk in LA.
Yeah. I was right there, and
Were you really?
I was living in Brooklyn at that time.
Oh my goodness.
And I actually saw Second Tower coming down.
With your own eyes or on TV?
With my own eyes. I was living with a few roommates back then. I was still student, and when they were talking about this whole event getting unfold, there's Brooklyn upper side of the town called what's the town called? Where you can actually see two twin towers.
Okay.
From the Brooklyn side.
Mm-hmm.
So we all kind of ran to that riverside. And while we were running, I guess the first tower already collapsed.
So as you were running, you saw there was only one tower.
Yeah. So
which had to be freaky.
Just standing there praying that this will survive.
Yeah.
And then the worst happened. So
wow.
And that, yeah. I think one of the darkest days that I can remember living in East Coast is that 9/11, 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can still smell I cannot explain. Mm-hmm. It's everything. It's not just one smell. The sadness is it's just overwhelms you. Yeah.
Well, it also must have been just unimaginable to see it in person.
Yeah.
You know? Because if it was on TV, you could say, CGI is amazing these days. But you saw it in...
My roommate woke me up and said, "Hey, Bruce, something's happening to World Trade Center." I said, "What?" Yeah, something's like kind of, there's a smoke everywhere. I said, "Oh, no, they're replaying from the 1993
the bombing.
The bombing for the parking lot."
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. No, this says it's live.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out, and we're all cramped in the living room, looking at that 12-inch TV, and it was just so real.
Mm-hmm.
And so we all went out. It's a place called Bay Ridge, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, where you can actually see Twin Towers from one of the park. And once we got there were so many people already just hoping, praying for the best.
Well, let's shift gears to a happier topic. Ventura Boulevard. When I think of Sherman Oaks, that's pretty much all I think about. I think about the Sherman Oaks Galleria from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which was one of my favorite movies as a young person.
It's a great film.
And I'm kind of sad that it's not what it used to be. I'm sad that they modernized that.
Yeah.
It seems like that's a very LA thing to do. You got something perfectly fine. Let's screw it all up. Let's start over.
And fix it up.
But Ventura Boulevard seems like an endless assortment of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Even when my cat was dying, I took her to True Care for Pets, and they saved her life.
Nice.
Is Ventura Boulevard really the heart of Sherman Oaks that you would say?
Yeah, I think so. That's where I go daily basis, do all my shoppings, and it's just getting better. Thanks to COVID, everything was closed, and then now I can see 95% business are all back, or new business are moving in.
Yep.
There's literally endless possibilities of any cuisine you can try, including Korean.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's in Encino, but that's like
Close enough.
No, that's like 2 blocks away from Sherman Oaks, and you're standing here. There's Sherman Oaks.
Is it good?
So it's pretty good.
Was your mom a good cook?
There's some certain food that she's exceptionally good,
Okay.
but some not.
So when you go, do you go to K-Town and eat?
Occasionally.
Is that just not a cool thing for you to do? Like, are there better Korean restaurants outside of K-Town
No,
that you go to?
surprisingly, I don't eat much Korean food.
You don't.
No.
You're over it because you grew up with it, right?
Yeah, and I don't like spicy food that much.
You're not a kimchi person.
No, I'm not.
Interesting.
I am not. I love eating it.
Yeah.
Once in a while. It's an event.
Yeah.
It's not daily thing.
Interesting.
I'm more of the burger, French fries, nachos, pasta guy than rice and kimchi.
Bruce, I'm so lucky. I'm so happy you did this interview with me.
Well, I'm happy
Because part of this podcast is I want to remove all the boxes that people get put into. And I definitely want to remove the box that LA is in, and the Valley, and South LA by the people. And I don't want them in the box.
Yeah.
You are so far outside of this box. You're making out with white girls in Jersey. You're eating burgers in the Val. You don't like BBQ.
They're wonderful,
which
by
is
the
something
way.
that we share, by the way.
Yeah.
I dated a Korean girl, and I was so in love with her. I was like, baby, I'll eat anything you got. And they bring out all these little dishes, and I don't really like vegetables. And so most of them were vegetables. Like, I'll eat that beef that they put on there. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
But all these other little things, and I was like, do I not love you, baby? Actually, I do love you. I just don't love this. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You're kind of the same way?
Kind of same way. Kind of same way. I mean, I mean, but let's say everybody goes to Korean food, Korean restaurant. If anyone they don't know anything about Korean, I can explain what it is.
Yeah.
As if I've been eating it every day.
Yeah.
I just don't find in myself that for my health, my body type, and because I want to stay in as fit as possible.
Yes.
As an actor, because once you lose this, that's it.
Right.
So, and you gotta go and eat what you like at the same time is for your body too.
Okay, so in Sherman Oaks, what burgers are you eating over there?
There is a diner called. It's not diner, but the I think Mel's Diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the iconic, and that's one of the first places I think was same day I moved to Sherman Oaks. That's the place I went to have a burger. Mel's Diner.
On what is that? The south side of Ventura Boulevard.
Yes.
And again, I would never expect you there. It's like, I don't want to say it's cheesy, but it's like your cheesy 50s throwback retro hamburger place.
Oh my God.
And you love it.
Until I die. It is one of the greatest about being an American is hamburgers that we perfected.
Yeah.
Other countries can. Oh, now we make Korean style, Japanese style, European. No. But when it comes to bagels, New York wins.
That's true.
And I'm gonna be biased a little bit here, but when it comes to pizza,
Uh-oh.
honestly, I have to draw, but Chicago pizza, you guys make a great
God
pizza.
bless you. Have you been to Gino's East of Chicago in Sherman Oaks?
No.
Do you know where the Whole Foods is?
Yes.
It's across the street.
I will definitely go and try.
I've eaten there before.
Yeah.
These are people from Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Who were able to convince the original people to allow them to open this up.
Because I've been looking for perfect pizza place when I had a pizza craving, other than Whole Foods.
If you like deep dish,
I
Gino's
love
East
deep
is the
dish,
one.
Yeah. I love deep dish. But don't get me wrong. My love for New York pizza
Yes.
is immense.
Right.
But Chicago pizza, yes, it's exceptional.
Look at you.
Yeah, it is exceptional. I have to say it. I'm being honest. It is exceptional.
You are making a great LA villain. If you showed up in LA and you said, "What's this? Where's the Chicago pizza out here?"
Yeah.
People would hate you. Oh, you know why they would really hate you? If you said you like Shake Shack burgers better than In-N-Out. Have you been into the
what?
Shake Shack burgers?
There is a clear, if anybody related to Shake Shack, I respect you guys, but In-N-Out, it's really good.
In-N-Out's great.
In-N-Out is one of the best fast food, like fast chain burgers. I like In-N-Out a lot.
What about the fries? Everybody talks trash about the fries.
When you have a McDonald's and when you lived yourself as a single man in 90s, no money whatsoever, and getting a McDonald's fries were luxury,
Yes.
you get to appreciate any fries.
I completely agree. I order mine well done at the In-N-Out. I usually, if I'm in the Val, I'm usually at the Universal City
Yeah.
In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And I like them well done.
They're good.
Does the job.
They're good.
Do you think you're going to live forever in LA in Sherman Oaks?
Oh, not in Sherman Oaks.
Well, okay, let's pretend you get the Joker gig.
Yeah.
That's big money.
Yeah.
You'll be a millionaire.
Yeah.
The Joker gets to be a millionaire.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you stay in the Valley?
I already chosen the place I want to be,
Uh-huh.
and one of them is a valley,
Uh-huh.
Calabasas.
You want to live way out there?
Yeah, and because every time I go there at least once a week to have a burger.
What? What burger's there? At that village that they've got over there?
There's
There's a burger
yeah,
place?
it's a shame that I can come up with the name, but there's a one burger place near the Ralph.
That's fine. You're not blowing up their spot.
Yeah, but I go there
So over by the Ralphs.
over by the Ralphs and over by the Jenny's, the ice cream place. Out of this world.
So you'd move to you would quadruple your rent
I am.
or your mortgage, I guess.
Yeah.
To be
And
close to the burgers.
close to burgers. If
Wow.
not, Pasadena is my next on
I
my
love
list.
Pasadena.
Yeah. Because ever since when I was a kid, watching that parade,
Isn't it crazy?
yeah, it's just something about it. When you grow up watching Macy's Thanksgiving parade,
Yeah.
okay, it's cool. I've been there once in person, but every other time now Times Square, New Year's Eve celebration, okay, haven't done it in person yet.
Yeah.
Most of the locals they try to stay away, but at least you got to do once.
I agree.
But Rose Parade it's I think as an American you growing up watching that. Now you get a chance to be there, live there.
Yes.
Something else. So I wanna do my best to get close.
Does your wife share these dreams of yours? Does
Oh,
she?
yeah.
She's okay with moving
She's
to either
totally fine.
Calabasas and
She's
being
totally
Kim
fine.
Kardashian's neighbor?
Oh yeah, she's totally fine.
Or Pasadena, and I don't even know who lives in Pasadena. I bet you there's some
question.
people. There's
Yeah,
some
there are
really
some.
nice houses over there
Oh
too.
yeah.
Altadena's not bad either.
No, been
You
there.
know?
Yeah.
Does your wife share your because it doesn't sound like you're crazy about Asian food. Is she also not crazy about Asian food?
We are both not crazy about Asian food.
How about that?
Yeah. I mean, again, we love eating out,
Yeah.
trying out all different cuisine. There's no one. Okay, we always go to this, to that.
Yeah.
She doesn't eat much meat.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we go out for burger, obviously she takes a half portion and I take them all. But no, we love every different cuisine from all around the world.
Uh-huh.
We eat Mexican. We love poquito mas. One of my favorite spot.
I know of the one in Universal Studios or Universal City. Is there one in Sherman Oaks?
There was one in again Encino, but still
Encino.
yeah, but
Okay,
yeah.
other side of the 405.
Yeah, but still close enough. So,
I like Poquito Mas too.
yeah.
You know who likes Poquito Mas? Drew Barrymore.
Oh, there you go.
That's the first that I heard of it.
Yeah.
Some paparazzi
Yeah,
had a picture
it's
of her.
fresh and tasty.
It's the crispy tortillas that I like.
Yeah,
Because it's a burrito. The burritos, at least, they'll burrito it up and then they'll toast the.
have you tried with the shrimp?
I have.
They're really good.
It is.
Yeah, it's right spiciness, crispiness. Oh, I'm getting hungry, but yeah, one of the reasons I love LA is those place you can go out and eat outside under the sun
Yes.
all year round.
I told my mom. I told my mom, "Hey, I'm gonna have this famous actor over." She's like, "Did you clean up your apartment?" I was like, "Ma, we're gonna do it outside," and she's
Yeah.
like, "Outside? Hasn't it been raining? Isn't it cold?"
Well,
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Anytime I can be outside, I want to be outside.
that's one thing about LA is that when you wake up in the morning, no matter how shitty your date was,
Yeah.
you get up in the morning having that vitamin D on your face, entire body, it gives you that energy. That another day to fight, another day to hustle, another day to thrive, make your dream come true. And this is a place to do it. And it will happen. That having that conversation with the sun, I think this is the only place you can have that in anywhere, especially in this state. So.
Jordan's going to probably want to end it at that because that was just beautiful. But I've got more questions for you, sir.
All right.
Is there a Asian community of actors in Hollywood where you guys support each other, you try to help each other out, or is it just highly competitive? Because again, my belief is I would think that there's very limited roles for Asians in mainstream U.S. films.
Right. There are a growing number of Asian actors in general, both in New York and in LA. The thing is that traditionally, there are a lot of Asian actors trying to get the job, sound like everyone else. It's just a different ethnicity. I'm not one of them. I kept my accent. I kept my Korean accent on purpose. And because there are so many great actors right here in LA. I'm talking about Asian American actors. They are really, really good. When we're going for same role, which is limited roles, in order for me to send out at least getting that project, not getting the project is secondary. But for me to really go out there, be in the room with these wonderful actors, I have to bring my own game.
Right.
So there are limited actors, limited roles for limited actors, but there are growing numbers. And there are more and more networks for Asian Americans to help each other. And I would love to be a part of them. I'm not one of them yet, since I'm still, newbie and baby as Angelinos. But yeah, it is very competitive. I can see.
You saw this whole Korean K-pop shift happen
Yes.
from America.
Yes.
They talk about the British invasion all the time. I've never heard of a Korean invasion, but it's happening. The forum where your Magic Johnson had Showtime is the Kia Forum. Blackpink, my girlfriends, all of them, are going to headline Saturday night
God bless you.
at Coachella. I think that's unreal in a wonderful way. Parasite, which was, I mean, I love movies so much.
Yes.
And I worked at the Academy, and we like to pretend that we could predict, but we're always wrong.
Yeah.
We're usually wrong. Sometimes it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
We knew Leo was going to win that year because that movie, The Revenant, was just perfect for that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we're pleasantly surprised.
Right.
I was overwhelmingly surprised by Parasite, as well as Moonlight. The gay black movie ends up winning Best Picture.
There you
That's
go.
kind of revolutionary.
It's such a wonderful film.
Did you see any of this coming with Korea? Did you see that you and your people were going to take over American culture the way that you have?
The worst takeover, it would be nice, but humbly speaking, I've been watching Korean cinemas as long as I can remember, because the artistry they've been presenting themselves, not for the mainstream, for the Korean, mainland. I've been always fascinated by their in-depth of acting skills, the way they portray the emotions on TV and on cinema. The one of the reason I was so I'm not gonna shy about it, but when I was so proud when I got booked the job for the Mr. Song in Little America, my wife, if anyone watched that series, please go and watch it. Apple TV Plus, season 2, episode 1, Mr. Song. My wife, who plays by the one and only Lee Jung-un, is from The Parasite, whose original housekeeper,
You're right.
the Mungguang,
I never made that connection.
because she's so good. She's completely different actor
Yes.
who we saw in Parasite.
Right.
By the way, she's one of the Koreans, they call it S-list actor. I guess S means special, or
Oh, okay.
they're so how we call A-list actors.
Okay.
So, and also my younger version of the older son, who played by Ki Hong Lee, who's known by Maze Runner, he's such a wonderful, wonderful guy. And his younger version is played by Alan Kim from Minari, the kid who won every single person's heart.
Yes.
The most adorable little Korean kid I ever met, Korean American kid. And I think he's genius. He's just
And he's just as charming in this.
he just gets it.
Yeah.
He gets the scene, and when camera rolls, he just does it. Because I think it was when Robert De Niro was describing Dakota Fanning when she was younger, and Tom Cruise was describing. This guy is just, he gets it. And but again, I was so proud to part of that project, led by Sean Heder, who won the Academy Award by Coda.
Yeah.
So for me, taking over, instead of taking over is the word, it's more like starting the movement
Right.
to showing the world, showing the America that the years of practice, years of artistry we've been honing, now it's time to share instead of show off. There are things that great thing about Korean artistry that people starting to witnessing it, but they've been doing it for years and years.
Yeah.
So we're not the newcomers. We are finally just being seen.
Yes.
So, and I'm just so fortunate to be in this time and be a part of it.
Well, we're lucky to have you.
Thank you so much.
When we see you as the Joker,
You will.
we're gonna remember that you called it.
And please make sure I'm not that as bad as you might seem on films, but I'll guarantee you don't want to cross me when I'm playing Joker. And that's, I promise you.
Thank you for coming here, Bruce.
Thank you, Tony.
All right.
It's been a pleasure.
How great was Bruce? You know who we'd give hamburgers to if we saw them on Ventura Boulevard? Why are you there? What? Our Patreons. When you stoke us, you're saying, Tony, Jordan, what's all this cash doing in my PayPal account? Have half. So shout out to our Patreons, Nancy Rommelman, Sean Atlow, Matt Mills, Sean Wallace, Greg and Molly, Janie Taylor, Mark Johnson, Kira Ann, Barney Grinke, Ben Welsh, Jen Adams, Trevor Wilson, Bree Wild, Dougie Gyro, Christina Up North, Robin Carey, Adam Shorn, and Ben from Down Under. To be a Patreon, just go to patreon.com/HereInLA and give till it hurts. That's HEAR in LA. Also, shout out to our Angelinos, like our newest one, Lisa. To be an Angelino, all you got to do is PayPal or Venmo, $25 or more, and we will list you on the Here in LA website or Medium blog forever. Just send your hard-earned cash to busblog@gmail.com. It just dawned on me. Of course you know how to spell Here in LA. You're here. Want to support us, but you blew all your life savings on NFTs? You can still help. Post your favorite episode on your Facebook. Oh my God, post two. Tweet something nice about this. In fact, anytime you see me tweet about an episode, retweet it. And for God's sake, tell your friends. Tell them how Here in LA is spelled, and it's on Apple Podcasts and Google and even Amazon. Here in LA is produced by myself, Tony Pierce, and a man who the Air Jordans were named after, Jordan Katz. Editing, mixing, and music supervision by Jordan Katz. Songs by Orgone and Jordan Katz. Special thanks to Cindy for creating the logo, Jen for inspiring this, and Steve Rohr, who is second time in a row has told us about somebody, and we got to talk to them, and now here we are. We just talked to Bruce because of Steve. Thanks, Steve.